Okay, I'm Ryan with Fit-to-Fight, and we're here with another Funker Tactical episode, and this time we're going to look at handgun threat to the front, and a little bit of a variation if maybe we're dealing with some third parties or the line of fire is way off to the outside of the center mass, to where my long side and short side are different than what sometimes we see. So in this case, if Brad puts the gun to me and Raul's beside me, well, a lot of times what you'll see is a redirection, something like this. The problem with that is, in this situation at least, if there's a round loaded, chambered, and his finger's on the trigger, Raul probably takes that round. So in order to prevent that, I'm going to make the redirection in the opposite direction. I'm doing this two ways. I'm physically moving the gun, but I'm also going to blade my body, and I do that by taking this shoulder forward. It makes me smaller, so I get out of the line of fire that much faster. Once I'm out of the line of fire, I want to get control of the weapon. I'm going to do that by putting a second hand on the gun. Once my second hand is on the gun, now Brad's the problem, not the gun. This is not the issue anymore.
It's not gonna fire?
It may have already fired, but it's not my problem anymore because I'm not in the line of fire. It's a semi-automatic, so odds are the first round went off, it's not gonna cycle again. Okay, so I'm not worried about that too much. That said, I'm not putting any part of my body back in the line of fire once I'm here. So I get outside, I redirect, I get control, and I'm looking to counterattack. From here, because Raul is there, the third party that's with me, I'm gonna go either to Brad or I'm gonna go to Raul. But what I don't wanna do is something like this, where I make the defense and then I bail out this way. Because now, if I'm trying to protect the person that's with me, not that Raul needs it, but if I'm trying to protect the person that's with me, it doesn't make any sense for me to do this heroic thing and then bail out on them. So in this instance, redirect, control, attack, takeaway, redirect, control. As I'm getting control, I'm advancing and counterattacking. Boom. My takeaway is here, and then I'm going to Brad and or to Raul, the third party.
Why wouldn't you just shoot him?
It's a good question. One, it's pretty fine motor movements, right? Because now the same problems that he was gonna have, I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have to tap, I'm gonna have to charge the weapon, make it ready. There may be other people in the vicinity. If I'm not training this a ton, if I'm not training to come here and do this over and over and over again, the risk versus reward, I think, is just, it doesn't pan out. Plus, I may know nothing about this gun. It's not mine, it's his. It may not be loaded, it may not be real. It may have bought it on the corner for 40 bucks and it blows up in my hand. So if I'm going to use it, I would rather use what we call cold or dry and strike with it instead. That's why a lot of times you'll see guys doing firearms defenses, and they'll get here and boom, and then they're this and they're this and whatever. But you don't see us doing that because I'm not planning on using this. I don't know this weapon. It's not mine, it's his. And if it is mine, then you just should work on your retention more.
So in striking with that weapon, do you not present the possibility of him getting that weapon back?
Yep. And that's why we don't want to do it a ton, right? So you see the initial movement, when I'm here, I redirect, strike, boom, I'm hitting him once, and then I'm out. Or I'm going to him, and I'm fighting just like I would fight otherwise, but I'm punching with the gun. I need to keep him busy, I need to keep him active, so it just becomes an extension of me. I don't have a ton of choice unless I'm just going to throw the gun away. And if there's another person in the vicinity that's with him, I don't want him picking him up.
What is like the elevation of learning? I mean, can you learn more about guns? Can you learn more about different firearms? Where can we go from here?
Right. Well, I mean, people that are training to do gun defenses should understand guns. So if you're in your Krav Maga training centers, or you're in your self-defense training centers, your hand-to-hand combat training centers, whatever, and you're doing all these gun defenses and all this cool stuff, but you don't understand how a gun works, then you need to get on the range with a qualified instructor and understand how the gun works. That would be my biggest pointer there. I see people doing gun defenses all the time that have never shot a gun, so they don't know what it sounds like, what it smells like, what it feels like, and when that thing goes off, when Brad makes this initial here and I'm here and that thing goes off over there, if I'm not used to that sound, I'm not used to that feel, I don't know what it's going to feel like here, then that's going to be a problem.
Are you used to that sound?
Yeah. I live in the South. I've grown up in the South. My granddad had a gun shop, so I think I shot my first gun when I was 4.
Hey, motherfucker, give me your money.
Okay, man, relax. I got my money right here.
How'd that feel?
Feels like we do it every day, man. You know, I mean, it's, look, every time, I don't care. I've known Brad for a decade, and if you're training close to realistic, you know, a lot of times we'll use simulation or we'll use airsoft or whatever, and every little thing that we can do to kind of amp it up a little bit, but just Brad coming at you and using profanity and these kind of things, if you're not doing this and you're not training in a realistic environment, then you're not really training. Look, on some level, there's some compliance, right? We work from a learning pace. Otherwise, we're going to end up on the asphalt and the videos are going to be over pretty quickly. But the truth is, I don't want it to be scripted. I don't want it to be like, okay, Brad, what you're going to do is this, and Raul, what you're going to do is this, because that's not the way we teach, and that's not the way we want our students to learn.
And what does a student take away from having been taught that way?
Hopefully a student takes away that it's on them, that the variable that they control is them. The amount of time they put into their training, how seriously they take their training, how seriously they take self-protection, and taking care of the variables that they can take care of. Everything else, there's no point in worrying about it because you can't control it anyway. All right, this is Ryan Hoover with Fit-to-Fight and Funker Tactical. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to share it, leave comments. We'll check you out next time.